All right, hello YouTubers. Well, I was watering the garden and I thought, you know, there's so much food here that I've been eating as I've been grazing the garden that I think I just might share it with all you guys, just show you some of the items that come out of the garden and the surrounding area and what you could possibly do to feed yourself as you're going through the garden, watering it, maybe pulling some weeds as you go along. You're trimming up the rows, whatever. And there's a bounty right here, and I'm going to share some of it with you, tell you what some of these are, and see if I can't get you to think a little differently about the garden and the bounty within it. So, you don't have to cook things, you can eat them raw if you've ever thought about that. Here's some squash that we grow here. I like different kinds of shapes and colors, so that's what those are. And the zucchinis down here, here's the Black Beauty. That's the common one you see in the grocery store all the time. And then here's something they don't see that often, but they are in the grocery store. This is a yellow zucchini. And we come up a little bit here, and I've got some peas that I've been growing. These are the pod peas. They're delicious. Yum, yum, yum. Peas inside. Oh, wonderful. These peas are beans. These are Blue Lake. And what's the other beans we got? What's the name of the other beans? My dad doesn't hear too well, so I asked him what the beans are, and he's got to come on over here and figure out what kind of beans are those? What kind of beans?
Kentucky Wonder.
Kentucky Wonders. All right. Here's some red cherry tomatoes. You can just pluck off the vine as you're going by and watering. Yellow pear. These guys here, these orange dudes, they're wonderful. They're called sun sugar. These guys here are 4th of July. They've got kind of a weird shape. They taste pretty good. And this is one of our bigger tomatoes. It's not the biggest. It's only about half the size of our big ones. And green peppers, and of course I got red peppers. Now if you've never considered the greens, as long as we're right here, this is chard. I planted some rainbow chard, so we got some yellow chard. We got some red chard. And we got some white chard. And just eat it. It's wonderful. It tastes great. This is this right here. This is a broccoli leaf, and this down here, this is a cauliflower leaf. They're very tasty. This right here. This is a turnip green. So I just knocked the top off the turnip green. And here's a lettuce. This is one more toward the center, and this is more toward the outside. Isn't it pretty? And here's a lettuce leaf. I just cut the leaf off. You don't have to destroy the whole plant. And you just munch on it. Here's another, you know, little different variety, but same idea. I like those oblong shapes. This right here is another chard leaf. This is spinach. Wonderful fresh spinach. See that? Yum, 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 yum. Well, here's a pretty leaf from a lettuce plant. Look at that puppy. You just eat that. It's good. This guy here, this happens to be a beet. A leaf from a beet. This is red sales lettuce. One of my dad's favorites. And we got cucumbers growing here, some lemon cucumbers. This cucumber is really good to eat. Dad, why don't you cut that one in half? And then this one here we use mostly for juicing, because when it gets a little bit yellow, the skin gets a little harder. It's not quite as flavorful. But here's what the inside of these lemon cucumbers look like. And this one here, this one is a burpless. Oh, the lemon cucumbers are also burpless. This is a burpless cucumber. It's a slicer burpless. And this is the regular slicer. that will give you some gas. This is just a sample of one of our onions. This is the Walla Walla onion, my dad's favorite, and so I got plenty of those. Our cucumbers, my dad's helping me out here, and that's what they look like on the inside. They're the same, except this one's burpless. So you have to look for those kind of seeds when you're shopping. And we get over here, let's say you want a little something sweet, a little dessert. Here's some strawberries. This one here, it had a little bad spot, but I'm going to eat it right now because I love strawberries, especially fresh. Look at the color on that one. Isn't that beautiful? It tastes fantastic. And these guys, blackberries, we got them growing wild around here. And we got some pear trees, so that's the pear. And we got a plum tree, and that guy is a beautiful plum. That is so sweet right there. Wonderful. Dad cut open the tomato for you. Look at the inside of that tomato. I think what I'll do is I'll zoom in on it. Oh yeah, look at that. And you guys know what a green pepper looks like on the inside. Oh, he's going to cut a squash open for you. In fact, there's a picture of my dad cutting the squash. That's what the squash, and look at, see, people just like to boil it or bake it or whatever, but just check this out. Grazing in the garden. Grazing in the garden. So you see, you don't have to be hungry when you leave the garden. You've got greens, you got vegetables, you've got berries, you've got all kinds of things to eat. And this is what my dad's eating for breakfast, which is left over from dinner. He's got tomatoes and cucumbers and a bunch of onions and things like that from the garden last night, mixed with some cottage cheese. He's got some goat cheese here. Strawberry I gave him this morning when I was picking it for this movie. And so I could walk through the garden today, but actually what I'm going to do is just show you some of the things that we have to eat. As you're walking through the garden, you just pick up a leaf and you grab it and you eat it, and you get 100% vitamins, all the amino acids, everything that you need for a good strong body. Some of these greens have a little bit of bite to them, which is kind of like mustardy or whatever. It's wonderful. Alright, so I think what I'll do is I'll sign off, YouTubers, and I hope this gives you some idea and maybe some pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.